EcoHealth.
Hey, mosquitoes. Guess what? You can do something about those miserable critters. Carol Ann here. I'm a biologist and an educator from the San Gabriel Valley Mosquito and Vector Control District. Listen, I can give you the intel on mosquitoes so you can shut them down. Mosquitoes are vectors, nasty little critters that inject icky, gross germs into your body when they bite.
Yuck.
Other animals can be vectors too. Ticks, fleas, lice, rats. Well, you get the picture. Some germs are called pathogens because they cause harm to your body. The main thing is mosquito bites are dirty and can make you sick. But it gets worse. A bunch of new baddies have flown into town. Tropical mosquitoes from a group called 80s. Not the 80s decade. AEDES. And they are invasive. That means not only are they new to our area, but they cause harm to people and pets and spread from yard to yard like crazy. What kind of harm and why are they here in the first place? That's quite a story. So buckle up. There's a lot of us, over 7 billion and rising. We like our stuff and we like to go and we don't like to wait. Oh, and we want it cheap. Duh. All of that takes energy. Most critters get their stuff, food and snuggly stuff and places to live, from systems that rely on energy that comes from the sun. Doing that means sticking to the rules that govern natural systems. The rules are that you can only take as much resources as can be replaced by the system, and you can't produce waste faster than it can be broken down and returned to the system. Well, not humans.
Oh no!
Humans lived by the rules of nature for a long, long time. But those rules aren't always fun or convenient. Clever us. We found a way to bypass the rules. There's a big energy savings account down deep in the earth, the fossil fuel bank. And we've been pulling from that savings account for more than 200 years. Unfortunately, there's interest to that loan, which means there's a cost, and it comes as heat. What's causing the heat, and why? Remember, the energy we get from the fossil fuel bank is a loan, and the loan has interest, a cost, and that cost is heat. We seem to live by the motto, out of sight, out of mind, so we tuck our waste, our yucky water and our trash away in places where we don't have to drink it or wade through it. The waste gases, the carbon dioxide, methane, and other invisible gases we produce by going places fast and making all that stuff we like to have? We can't see it, so why worry about it, right? Wrong. The gas adds to the interest from our constant borrowing from the fossil fuel bank, and it's trapping heat. Our planet is getting hotter, and hotter, and hotter. Carbon dioxide, or CO2, is a common gas in our atmosphere. It comes from a lot of natural sources, including our own bodies. And plants use it during photosynthesis. It's measured in parts per million. The amount of CO2 has gone up and down over hundreds of thousands of years, but it has not gone above 300 parts per million in at least 800,000 years. About 1950, that changed, and the CO2 level in our atmosphere passed 300 and has kept on climbing ever since. See the end of that graph over there on the right side? The current level is well over 400 parts per million and continues climbing. Why? We are dumping all that waste gas right into the air around us. Another name for these gases are greenhouse gases. A greenhouse is a place that uses sunlight to warm the space inside so you can grow plants, even when it's really cold outside. You're more familiar with the greenhouse effect when you get into a car that's been parked with its windows rolled up in a sunny summer day. You know it's going to be hot in there when you get in, and when you're in, you can't wait to roll the windows down, or better, turn the air conditioner on right away because it's hot. Way hotter inside the car than outside. So, it's getting a little warmer around the globe by a couple of degrees. Big deal. A 75-degree day is just as nice as a 70-degree day. Well, it's a big deal because air temperature is very different than global temperature. A 1-degree rise in global temperature is a very big deal. Here's what all that invisible greenhouse gas is doing. As the gases build up, like rolling the window up on your car, more and more heat is trapped and the temperature keeps rising in the air, the land, and in the oceans. Water's really good at trapping and holding heat. Warmer water takes up more space than cooler water, so sea levels are creeping up. Even before added water pouring into the oceans from melting polar ice caps and other large bodies of ice found in places like Greenland and Iceland. Warming oceans also fuel more extreme weather. These changes trigger what I call the wheel of misfortune. Regional climates are changing rapidly and people are experiencing flooding and droughts, poor water quality and water scarcity, and food shortages because crops fail. Higher temperature causes heat-related illness and death. Severe weather triggers property damage, causes injuries, and financial problems. Air pollution causes respiratory problems. You've been hearing about this for a long time. What does this have to do with mosquitoes? Changes in regional climate and to the ecology, even small changes, such as increased summertime humidity, how much water vapor is in the air, can be enough of a change to allow tropical Aedes mosquitoes to thrive and survive. With them come the threat of new diseases for the people living there. Mosquitoes love the heat, especially tropical Aedes mosquitoes. The warmer it gets, the longer they can be active and transmit disease. Currently, they transmit disease year-round in the red zones that band along the equator. I hope you can spot North America. The left edge of it is where it meets the Pacific Ocean. Now find the Baja Peninsula. It's just off the western coast of mainland Mexico. Just above Baja is Southern California. That's us. We're currently in an area shaded kind of greenish blue. That means Aedes mosquitoes are active and able to transmit pathogens 4 or 5 months during our summer and fall. As the planet warms, that red area where disease transmission happens year-round will spread toward both poles. Why does this happen? It's the coming together of all the elements, just like a crime. Police use the crime triad to explain the why of crime. In the same way, public health uses the disease triad to understand all the players in a health crime. How do you stop the crime? By breaking the triad. The players? You've got the perp, or the one that's doing the crime, in the center. That's the Aedes mosquito. Then you've got the victims, which are us. You've got the crime or harm done. That's the pathogen that's causing a particular disease that's making people sick. Last, you've got the environment that allows the crime to keep happening. In the disease triad, that's the habitat that produces mosquitoes and supports their activities. What crimes are mosquitoes committing? A lot. Check this out. Wow. 2 different criminal groups cause all these crimes against human health. The Culex gang transmits viruses that cause West Nile and SLE, which is short for St. Louis encephalitis. The Aedes gang transmit all the rest. Dengue, yellow fever, chikungunya, and Zika. You can see why public health types are not happy Aedes mosquitoes showed up. We can fix this by breaking the disease triad. But how? Let's do a recap of our intel so far. We talked about the perps, the mosquitoes. There are billions of them in our area and we can't run around with nets and catch them all. We We talked about the crimes, the nasty stuff mosquitoes transmit. We can't get rid of all the germs. We already know about the victims, that's us. We don't plan to go anywhere. But maybe there's something we can do. What's left? The environment. There's a lot of us living close together, and that makes it easy for mosquitoes to hop the fence and move from place to place. We can't change the layout of the city where we live. We can take care of all the stuff around our homes, creating the perfect environment for a public health crime. All of us have things that catch and hold water. The water can't drain away. It takes forever to evaporate, so it stagnates, grows bacteria and algae, and creates the perfect place for mosquitoes to grow. The how is teamwork. Let's work together to shut mosquitoes down. Vector control, that's me and my coworkers, will take care of all the public places. The washes, gutters, catch basins, potholes, and the 1,200 plus miles of underground storm drains. But we cannot get to the areas around your home. That's your job. Shut them down. Let's work together. Break the disease triad by getting rid of water where mosquitoes grow. It's that simple. Tip, toss, protect yourself with repellent to keep mosquitoes from biting you. Break the disease triad. Get rid of the environment, stagnant water, that supports the criminal and perpetuates the crime. Why are you still sitting here staring at the screen? Go do it!
EcoHealth.